Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Tuesday, March 24th. I want to begin a little reflection here today with the responsorial psalm that was given for daily mass today. So definitely still being said on a lot of virtual masses online all over the world today, and perhaps even some in person still. But responsorial psalm 46. The Lord of hosts is with us. Our stronghold is the God of Jacob. God is our refuge and our strength, an ever-present help in distress. Therefore we fear not, though the earth be shaken and mountains plunged into the depths of the sea. There is a stream whose runlets gladden the city of God, the holy dwelling of the Most High. God is in its midst. It shall not be disturbed. God will help it at the break of dawn. The Lord of hosts is with us. Our stronghold is the God of Jacob. Come, behold the deeds of the Lord, the astounding things he has wrought on earth. A hopeful message as we finish or come to the end of day 2 for a lot of people, and especially at Lewis University, all virtual online learning. I smile, but perhaps there's not many smiles right now. As I know it's been a day of frustration, or a couple days as we lean into this new routine. As I lean into this new routine of being at home and hearing screaming kids in the background as I try to come up with new ways to support faculty, staff, students, one another in this time. A friend, a colleague, a coworker shared an article about grief today and the fact of us being in time of grief right now, of grieving what we're going to miss out on for the next week, what we already have missed out on, grieving face-to-face interaction, grieving people who are ill, perhaps family members, friends, grieving the unknown of what still may come, and naming it as that in the fact of we are in grief. And that struck me as this 2020, year of 2020, has been particularly a year of grief for me and for us as a family. Definitely the most grief I've had in a year, and it's only 3 months in. But again, the thing is, we're not alone. And so hopefully we can kind of take a look at the gospel reading today and remember what Jesus says when he comes, and he is particularly in the Gospel of John as he performs the miracles and the healings, the words that he uses. And so I share the one from today, a reading from the Gospel according to John. There was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is in Jerusalem at the sheep gate a pool called in Hebrew Bethesda, with 5 porticos. In these lay a large number of ill, blind, lame, and crippled. One man was there who had been ill for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been ill for a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, while I am on my way. Someone else gets down there before me." Jesus said to him, Rise, take up your mat, and walk." Immediately the man became well, took up his mat, and walked. This struck me when I read it, as I think my children have challenged me the most in my life the last 10 days to rise, get up, and walk. We can get overwhelmed, we can grieve, we can be sad, we can be angry, we can be frustrated. But when it's 6:20 a.m. and your child or whatever something intervenes into your life, is placed in your life and says, "Hey, I'm here," we need to rise. I need to rise, get up and walk. And so I just leave that there for myself to think about how can I take this opportunity of grief and let the grief come and then let it go and realize I'm not in control. And that really when it comes down to my relationship with God and with one another, we must challenge each other. I must challenge myself to simply rise, get up, and walk. Keep going, keep sharing love, smiles, and spread the sun as it peeks in again today. That joy that we feel when we see the sun. So, hope you have a good rest of your day and rest of the week as we continue on in this new routine. Peace.